crypto. We can't let anybody else find out who we are. My eyes are up here. I personally would not advise that strategy. So, yeah. Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, how to make money in crypto. What an intro. Man, I sure do love that. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in crypto. If you like money in crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you want to go deeper into crypto, make sure to get over here and go down to bitlabacademy.com. Come to you live every single day, 11:40 Eastern Standard Time, as you guys know. Today is Thursday, December the 16th. It's 71 degrees. Good thing I'm wearing a sweater in here today. Wearing my Christmas sweater. If you guys didn't know, this is Odie Wilbs on my shirt. This is my dog, Otis Wilbur Brutus III. It's an actual picture. My wife made this. Well, she ordered it online with a real picture of our dog. So, Odie Wilbs, you know, our Christmas party tonight, TJ.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We got
Christmas
all the decorations up. We're going to be seeing children and spouses of new employees that we haven't met yet.
Yeah.
And music and
we are. I didn't even know
merriment.
that. I didn't think about that.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, so that is that's exciting stuff. And guys, do us a favor right here while we get started. Let's go ahead and to kick it off. Make sure to hit the like button. The more likes that people do on this video, the more people will see it. They said this looks like it's painted on. Well, you know, I've always wanted to do one of those full paint bodysuits where you can't tell if anybody's wearing anything underneath. You just look for the painting line, I think, is what you look for there. Definitely go shirtless for that.
So you want to do body painting? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I know the person to do it. We've got a lot of great artists around here, but the touch of your fingertips would be the way to paint it on my body.
It's a little something extra.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. Bitcoin is like being, you know, a little pump yesterday. I tell you what I'm waiting on. We are in this VMAX trading competition. I am waiting for tomorrow. I think tomorrow is going to be a decent day to trade because I'm really kind of I don't want to say nervous. Nervous is not the right word. I'm definitely not nervous. I'm highly anticipating to see what happens in the next 24 hours. As we get the futures close on Derivit tomorrow, I think we decided it's 4 or 5 a.m. very early in the morning before I'm awake most days. So that's going to close. And right now we're really teetering, you know, on whether or not the bulls or the bears are going to win the week for the futures. And usually what we see is we see continuous weeks of winning in one direction or the next. So if the bears are able to pull this thing back down under 48,000 today and keep it down there, then that would be, you know, big for them. So it says win pump guest appearance, somebody said. We don't know. They won't respond to us anymore. So the offer is there. If he wants to come on the show, he offered to come on his show, and I came on and then did the show. And now, you know, he hasn't talked to us in a month or since the last time he was on. So still, invitation is there if he wants to come talk crypto. But we will hopefully not be yelling on the next show. We'll see, though. We'll see. I don't think there will be any yelling. So, all right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and jump into it. 1.43 million subscribers. Thank you, everybody. We're marching towards 1.5 million. And if you watch the channel you haven't subscribed yet, do us a favor and make sure to hit that subscribe button. So here we go. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram. We're almost 400K there. Don't forget to follow my personal Instagram where I take non-crypto photos, 5,100. On Twitter, of course, we're at 7,222.6K followers. This is over. Our Secret Santa submission is over. We are picking the recipients of this today. We're going to give them the option to take it. I mean, they may not want it in ETH. They may want it in cash. They may need money for Christmas or the holidays. So we're going to make sure we get the equivalent of 1 ETH to these families. We'll leave that up to them. We'll be handing that out tomorrow. We're not going to do it on the show because this isn't about us like doing some kind of, you know, we don't want it to be like, look at this person's horrible story. Look how terrible their life is going right now. We helped them. Like, no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to highlight people that are going through tough times. So we will be doing that tomorrow. We're excited to help people for the holidays. I think that's definitely a cool thing and, you know, glad to do it. All right. So the overall crypto markets right now coming in 2.26 trillion, up quite a bit from yesterday. We were down below 2.2 trillion yesterday morning. 114 billion in volume. So the volume has gone up about 20% since yesterday. Bitcoin dominance falling. How about that? 14.5%, and Ethereum at 21.5%. I think 21.7 was the high it got to last week. 107.5 Paraguays will send an e-transaction for you. Right now, we are at a pivotal moment here for Bitcoin, because we are at 48.4. We need to hold that 48. Anything above a $48,000 Bitcoin would be extremely bullish for the weekly close. If we were to be above 50 somehow today, that would be absolutely insane. So how about those Falcons? That's what somebody said. How about those Falcons? In playoff contention, tied for the last playoff spot. Our coach must be really good because our team's awful.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Ethereum coming in $4,079, up 10% over the last 24 hours, still down 3% for the week. That's what's important to note, is that over the last 7 days, Ethereum is down more than Bitcoin, but that also depends on kind of like what time of the day you're checking, because it's exactly 7 days. Binance Coin back up to 540. Solana pumping back to $184. Cardano up, finally up 7%, but still at $1.30. So, you guys know it's kind of like you see these numbers, and we were talking about the other day, TJ, like you're super excited about certain numbers, and then it starts crashing, and you're like, well, at least it's still here. And then it stays around that point for a while, and then it falls lower, and you're like, well, at least it's still here. Like we got to the point with Cardano now, we're like, at least it's back to $1.30. Same thing with XRP. Like, at least it's back to 83 cents. Doesn't feel too great. Same thing with Bitcoin. Like, at least it's back above 48,000. It's not good. We're nowhere close to where we want to be for these prices. But look at Avalanche. Avalanche crushing it. I talked about this last night on our video, is that when you see some of the coins that are crushing it, they were the coins that were crushing it before the crash, before the last dip. So in my opinion, I think that definitely, is a bullish, is something bullish, because it's almost like we're resuming things. There was a lot of nervousness around this Fed meeting, and now the Fed meeting is over, and we got some, kind of man news. I mean, it's bullish, but it's also not bullish. It's bullish for a couple months, bullish till March. So I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I mean, if they extend it out to May, still not super bullish. I'm talking about raising the interest rates. We'll have to see what happens. All right, let's look at the top gainers of the day. Looky there, Cadena up 34% today. But you know what? It's another one of these things where, like, Cadena's up 34%. 30% for the week. It's back to $12.61.
Exactly.
Still
not above where it was 2 weeks ago.
Right. I mean, you look at the chart for the last 3 months. I mean, this thing was all the way up it peaked at 27.25. So it's still down over 50%. So.
But it does go to show kind of what you were just talking about with these alts that are bouncing the hardest. You're seeing ARweave was another one that was doing pretty well. A lot of these other ones are kind of random. I know eGold had a good bounce, HBAR, some of these ones that were very well talked about as the run-up happened, performed well, but they didn't really have that blow off top yet.
Yeah.
Like, this is the kind of action we need to see to feel like that's possible. Still down, but it, gives us bullish feelings anyway.
Well, and this is the way the whole bear market feels.
Yeah.
Like, the whole bear market feels like you're just constantly lowering your expectations. I'm not saying we're in a bear market. I have not said that. So I believe we go below 40K. I mean, it definitely has a great chance to be. But a lot of people don't think it's going below 40K. So, it's definitely good. But, it is the kind of thing, like, we were like, well, at least Bitcoin's still at $6,000. That's what we were saying back then. So, other coins that definitely moved, we have Bora. Don't know anything about Bora Bora. It's a country, right? Arweave, an AR project. Ape NFT. I don't know anything about this one. Came kind of out of nowhere. Curve DAO, Stacks, Helium Waves, Harmony up 20%. Terra Luna up 20%. Basic Attention Token up 20%. HBAR, Cello, Avalanche, Thorchain finally starting to move. Phantom, Polygon, Sandbox, Solana, IOTA, XDC, all of these up over 15%. VeChain finally, VeChain's back down to 8.5 cents. Golly, it's crazy. I hate seeing that thing so low, but what a good buying opportunity. I mean, VeChain definitely won, being up 13% back to 8.5 cents. But I remember when this thing was under a penny. So, okay, so let's go ahead and move on here. Q&A.
Yeah, let's do some Q&A. This one's kind of an interesting one. Which do you think will happen first? Will ETH reach 10K? Well, not first. Well, I guess he's asking both. Will ETH reach 10K or Cardano $10? I guess ever.
Ever?
Well, there's no
No,
time.
I don't think he means ever.
Well, what do you think he means? You're gonna make.
I think he means in this bull run is what he means. Is it still possible or not in this bull run? It's going to go those numbers.
He just
those are numbers forecasted in our prediction for this bull run. I have him clarify, but I'm pretty sure he's talking not ever. I mean, I'm sure almost everyone believes eventually. Ethereum specifically will definitely get to 10K. But the thing is I still believe it's possible. If this bull run is not over, if the bull run is not over, which I don't think that it is, the bull run is not over, those numbers are definitely still possible. If 69K was the top, not a chance. It'll be a long, long time. If 69K was the top for Bitcoin, that is going to have such massive reverberating effects throughout the entire crypto market over the next several cycles, right? Because if Bitcoin only goes to 69K, then that means, and I do believe in diminishing returns to a certain extent, that means that we were only able to 3.5x our previous all-time high, okay, for Bitcoin. Do you guys know what the previous number was from the last all-time high to 2017 peak? It was like 17.5x. It was almost 18x. So we went from 18x to 3.5. Following that, that would mean that the next top for Bitcoin should be, well, what is that math there? So basically, let's just say 18 and 3, so 6. So it would be divided by 6.5. That means the next all-time high would be like $85,000 or $90,000. Like, that's what that would set that up to mean. And if that's the case for Bitcoin, even if Ethereum were to double that, that means like Ethereum would only be able to get up to like $8,000 in the next cycle, right? That's not bullish for crypto. So these are things you got to think about when we're considering, is this a bear market? Is this a bull market? Is not just what's happening here, but how does this affect the cycles in the future? Now, if 69K is the top, I mean, if we don't pass 69K again for years, which would be traditionally what we've seen with Bitcoin, throughout its history. So, interesting stuff.
Any thoughts on CRO and CRO staking?
Yeah, staking CRO is great. We've done it before. Love CRO. I think it's a great project. I think Crypto.com is continuing to show they're a massive player in this game. They will continue to be. They do advertising just like FTX does. We'll be looking at a Coinbase story, sign a big athlete here in a little bit. Oh, is that not on here today?
It should be. Maybe it's in its own. I don't know.
Maybe we'll look. Yeah, it is on here. I see his name. So okay. So yeah, there we go. Next, go back up a little bit on the basement. More. Okay, hold on. What was that? Can I see the body paint guy?
Can I use your body? I answered it. Maybe
what's best? Inflation or tapering? What's best for crypto? Inflation is. I want to answer that question because that's an important question, because you're hearing a lot of these terms. You may not be an economist. You may have no idea, what's better and what the the long-term effects of each would be. Inflation is great for Bitcoin and crypto because that shows that the current system doesn't work. Tapering is a sign of deflation. That's where they start tapering the free money, and then they start raising interest rates, which makes it harder and more expensive for people to borrow money, which means there's not enough money flowing through the economy as there was previous. And those are the types of things that lead to deflation, which would mean a very bad bear market. Right. Because what we've seen is, as inflation was going up, the value of the dollar was going down, the value of Bitcoin was going up, because it was during that part of the cycle. If we're in a bear market, the value of Bitcoin will be going down while the value of the US dollar itself will be going up. That's what deflation causes. So
there you go. I did have one more. Will ETH 2.0 kill the layer 2's value proposition?
No, I feel like we've answered this question a lot. We've talked about it several times. Vitalik's already said no, that's not going to be the case. There's still going to be a need for layer 2s. I think the question you have to ask yourself is, let's think about internet speed. For internet speed, let's think about this. Is it ever good enough? Are you ever browsing around the internet and you're like, oh my gosh, I would not like faster speed?
Yeah.
If you're downloading a movie on your PlayStation or a game on your PlayStation, or you never like, or are you ever like, oh, this is good. I don't mind waiting 12 minutes to download something massive. No. It can always be faster. So with Ethereum, it's the same thing. Those layer 2s will always be faster than using E2 or layer 1. So yeah, there will always be a need. And the more transactions that come about, the more we're going to need stuff for it. This is what people forget. We're not talking about Ethereum or we're not talking about only financial transactions. That's where people get really confused why the speed is so important. It's not just a financial transaction like Visa, like a Visa card, okay? Those are all financial transactions. Transactions in crypto are anything requiring a smart contract. So it's financial transactions along with many, many, many other opportunities for action. So that's why we need much more throughput for crypto than you have on the financial market. So 8,100 viewers, we got 1,577 likes. Man, they just must not be showing us to people here at this point. So if you guys could do us a favor, we're fighting against the YouTube algorithms right now. We've been doing some testing. Their YouTube, they are basically making it where people don't see these videos. And so if you could do us a favor, stop what you're doing. If you're watching on mobile, hit the little X in the top right-hand corner above the chat, hit the like button, and then come back to the chat. If you are watching on a smart TV, which a lot of people are watching now, I was on my smart TV and my YouTube videos just popped up there, which is so crazy. But go to the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. There will be 3 dots. Hit that. It'll say more actions or more options. Hit react and like this video. That's the only way that YouTube is showing people these videos. Number one thing you can do as a BitSquad member. So, okay. All right, let's go ahead and move here on to the charts here as we look at this. This is the daily chart here on ByBit. And a reminder, we are doing our FEMEX contest. You can go to bitboycrypto.com/deals. We have a sign up for FEMEX. This will get you. Also, don't forget to do the CoinStats portfolio tracker. That's a great deal for you guys. But you can click here and kind of track the contest. Right now, our group, we are in second place. Look at that. Second place, almost in first place. So we're crushing it right now. We have the number 2 team. That is amazing. We were like number 4, number 5 earlier. For personal trades, I'm kind of waiting for tomorrow. So I should have something done tomorrow morning to show you guys a trade. I might do some trading later this afternoon. I got to get this on my phone so I can do it when I leave the office. But I'm kind of waiting for some confirmation of some stuff, when it comes to these futures closes. We talked about in the past, Fridays and Sundays seem to be bad days to trade. Traditionally, it's when kind of the most activity because of the opening and the closing of the futures markets. So we'll see what happens, but you guys can definitely track that. Wow, proud of our team. Second place. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so back to the chart here, though. Right now we are having trouble. We're getting rejected, as you guys can see right here. We keep getting rejected off this top EMA ribbon line here, or the bottom. Well, I guess this is the second to the bottom line here on the EMA ribbon. We've talked about these green dots. We talked about we've never seen this much activity on momentum waves in the history of ByBit, which goes back to December of 2018. So thank you for the super chat there, Ron Dye. Appreciate that. So really, I think a lot of the action here, we have to go to kind of the smaller time frames to see what's happening. Right now on the 4-hour chart, in the short term, it shows we did get a red dot at the top of this momentum wave, which doesn't always play out. I mean, they don't always play out. But right now, it looks like we could be in for a little bearish activity. Now, for here, we're kind of, ranging in a very tight EMA ribbon right there, which kind of shows indecision. You're going to see this a lot more, obviously, on the smaller time frame charts. But if you look here, not super bullish for the 4-hour chart, as, you can kind of look at it 2 ways. You can look here, you can say a low, lower low. Well, you could say this is a lower low, then another lower low, then a lower low. You can definitely look at that, and then you can say, oh, Here's a higher low. Here's a higher low. So I think that's higher. At least higher than the wicks here. So you kind of look at it and go that angle with a 4-hour chart, maybe paint a bullish, kind of signal there. If we were to just kind of look from, let's look from the top here to here. I mean, if you're looking at this, I mean, which is accurate. I mean, you got a lot of points touching here. You have obviously the point here, point here, point here, point here. We're bouncing kind of above it. So maybe on the 4-hour chart, we could be due for a breakout here. We'll have to see what happens, with this. So, and then kind of looking at Ethereum here, you can kind of see we did have on the daily chart a couple of days ago, we had this massive blood diamond, which did result in some downward action there. But what's really important to look at here is it looks like we are, Ethereum's holding up pretty well right now. We go to the 4-hour chart and look at it. Hey, look at that. On the 4-hour chart, we just got a green dot on the top here, which if we go back, these traditionally lead to some breakouts. So that's some positive news if you want to trade some ETH in the short term. Here's one. Now, this one here didn't really play out. That one did not play out. This one played out. This one played out massively. This one played out massively. That's going all the way back. Let's go back a little bit further, see how many times. This one did not play out. This one played out massively. This one, these two both, you could say, play. I mean, you really could argue probably that all three of these were part of one movement, that had a top up here. So the long and the short of it is when we get these green dots on the top of Market Cipher A, they're generally very bullish for Ethereum. Looking real quick at the Ethereum versus Bitcoin price, it's almost at 8.5%. And look at this. Wow, just got this as well on the 4-hour chart. Green dot breakout on the ETH versus Bitcoin value. So this could mean Bitcoin is getting ready to break out. I think George was making a video last night. I like George. George's a good guy. I like George. George was making a video last night, I think, if I remember correctly, telling his people, hey, Ethereum's about to break out. It's time. So that's definitely some good stuff. So what percentage of the dots actually play out? Well, we were looking at there, it looked like about probably 70 to 80%. But the problem is, if you don't understand how you're trading, if you don't understand your leverage and your risk assessment, those 2 or 3 times when it loses, if you're going all in and you're not using stop losses, like you can lose everything on the 20 or 30% that don't hit. Well, you're making good money on the other ones, but if you don't do it right, you lose everything. So you got to be really careful and use proper risk management. So, and that's why I'm trying to win this contest. I'm trying to win this VMAX competition for the BitSquad here. So I'm trying to be very picky about when I go in because I really want to keep the train going here with a lot of these great trades. Of course, we looked at this yesterday, number of active addresses. So real quick, we do have, this is a project we are invested in, Envoy. It's not sponsored per se, but we are invested in this project. Envoy, this is a collect to earn platform for NFT developers. So we do want to give a little segment here to this project we're invested in. We're super excited to explain in detail what Envoy is going to be releasing in line with the recent changes to our branding. We started the beginning of 2021 as Envoy Network, focused on helping artists, celebrities, and brands enter the space. We'll expand our network and continue to help notable figures enter the ecosystem. We also want to create more value for existing NFTs and their collectors. Notice a big gap in the market when we saw multiple marketplaces go live in combination with various protocols and wallets. It quickly gets messy and fragmented, unable for collectors to showcase. So, and you know what I was thinking, TJ?
What's that?
Last night. Here it says Envoy is the digital gallery for NFT collectors, but I got this new Funko. I like Funkos.
Yeah.
I'm not super nerdy with it. I like stuff that I like, right? Like here's a little Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is Mike Tyson, the GOAT. Mike Tyson was the greatest boxer of all time. I don't care what anybody says. I know he had some issues, and I know he eventually lost, and he lost his swagger, and he lost, I guess he kind of always had the swagger, but he lost his dominance because he wasn't focused, I believe, at a certain point in his career. Love Mike Tyson. I have a Funko that represent that. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Love Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? We have Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones. We have, video game characters, Mortal Kombat characters I love. Funkos are kind of almost like real life NFTs in a way, right? In terms of what Envoy's talking about here about a gallery of your NFTs. If I put all of my Funko Pop dolls, whatever you call them, dolls, my grandpa would be mad if I called them dolls. If I put them up here, you would look at my collection and you would kind of have an idea of what I like, right? You kind of have an idea of who I am and what's important to me.
Right.
That's what these NFT galleries are going to be like, where one day you're going to walk into somebody's house in the metaverse and you're going to see all of the things that they have on their wall. And you're going to be like, oh, this is a person that really loves cool art, or this is a person that really loves like crypto related projects, or this is a person that really loves gaming. And it's a way to represent who you are. And I just thought that was really cool, the way that I noticed my buying habits for these are very similar to the way that people buy NFTs.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but if you guys want to know more about Envoy, you guys can check it out. And that's kind of what Envoy is trying to solve. They have a new roadmap out. Check out their Medium or go to their website, which should be at the bottom of the page here. It is Envoy Net. Well, let's see. Envoy.art. Envoy.art. Cool ways to display stuff. They got a new roadmap, so go check it out. All right, here we go. Bitcoin. You like it?
Yeah.
I usually hate it. Historically accurate momentum indicator hints at possible Bitcoin breakout ahead. Are we having a momentum shift? A lot of people are talking about, including Mike Novogratz, the 40K range was the bottom of before we head to this next move. A massive bullish move could be the result of this week's momentum indicator move in line with behavior throughout 2021. Bitcoin could see a massive bullish move if a classic trigger from the 2021 bull run repeats this week. While still under 50K, Bitcoin has already broken out of a long-term downtrend on the momentum indicator, which measures closing prices against those from a period in the past. Two such breakouts have occurred this year, and after each one, Bitcoin USD went on to see considerable upside. So these were basically the bottom here in July, and then the bottom here in September. And then, we're at a very similar place here as we head towards 2022. While not a guarantee of up-only price action, the momentum data joins a large number of on-chain metrics, flashing bull signals this month. Highland is known for his highly optimistic price forecasts. In last month, I think it's funny they just called him Highland. Does it have his name somewhere else? Oh, it did. Right. This is his chart up here. Okay. Yeah. Matt Highland. Yeah. Or Matthew. Didn't want to shorten his name. My wife hates if you call her Beth. Oh, really? You ever meet a Bethany and you would think like, oh, they probably don't mind being called Beth. Do not call my wife Beth. You will not be on her good side. And I like her good side. It's pretty good. Bitcoin bottom structure on the RSI momentum indicators look very similar. So we'll see what happens here. So something very interesting. Dollar dives post-Fed. So we saw the dollar, I believe temporarily fall due to that news. I think basically what we're looking at is, March is probably at this point, looking at the economy, I'm going to stop giving crypto predictions. But looking at the economy, March looks about like the break point for that thing. I've already told you guys before, I think the pandemic will pretty much be over in March, 2 years from when it started. That has a lot to do with the variant and the symptoms of the variant. They're not very dangerous at all. It will probably become the dominant one. Don't get too much into that again. But the point is, the Fed announcement lines up with that. So, and we'll look at another story at the end talking about the EU and inflation or lack thereof that will also kind of back that up. Bitcoin spikes to 49,000 as they leave the rates unchanged. As you guys can see here, Fed will maintain zero rates. And, it was told to me, Mr. X basically told me before this announcement, the morning of the announcement, he told me, he said, the biggest thing that's going to come out of this announcement today is people aren't going to really know what to think about it. They're not going to really know which direction things are going in. And that was demonstrated. TJ and I were talking about this morning before the show. And it's like, is this bullish or is this bearish? Obviously the interest rates being the same, like that's bullish for inflation, bullish for Bitcoin. But guys, March is when they're going to go up. They had said June. So that's bearish for Bitcoin because it's going to be hard for Bitcoin to gain momentum when, things are going the opposite direction. Bitcoin is not peaking if the economy is crashing. And we, talked a little bit about this earlier about the interest rates and how that works. So that definitely is what happened. Somebody said the XRP settlement will spark major upswing. I've been told that's going to happen. That's true. When? Who knows? I'm not even going to tell you when I think it's going to happen anymore. Okay. And the last story about this, Bitcoin should hold 40K, said Mike Novogratz. If not, it's a buying opportunity, argues the Kraken CEO. But we really want to focus on what Mike Novogratz said, one of the biggest guys in crypto. He definitely thinks it's going to hold 40K. And I do believe him. That's why we've got 40K set as a very important number. Why these U.S. senators demand clarity from U.S. Treasury Secretary on crypto brokers? Guys, I told you guys for a long time that this broker language in this infrastructure bill was not going to be a huge deal. It was not going to be a huge deal. It was basically going to be not enforceable. They weren't going to be able to enforce this. This was basically where a tag of broker was going to get laid on everyone that does transactions in crypto, which is basically everyone. If you do something peer-to-peer, you're a broker, according to this language. But I told you that this would not happen because it's unenforceable. And now we're starting to see the path on how this is going to become officially unenforceable as written. The Treasury already said they're not going to enforce it as it's written, but we need to get specific language around the regulation that shows that. So in a bipartisan group of senators, wrote a letter to Janet Yellen, signed by Cynthia Lummis, Pat Toomey, Rob Portman, Mark Warner, Mike Crapo, and Kristen Sinema, all people that, at least from crypto perspectives, that we feel like they're working to do something positive for crypto. They sent a demand letter to Janet Yellen. In 2021, the U.S. administration, led by Joe Biden, proposed an Infrastructure and Jobs Act bill, approved in both congressional chambers. Supply chains, roads, other components are the focus. For the crypto industry, the law could mean bad news. As senators recounted, it will change information reporting by brokers of digital assets to the IRS, could force miners, digital wallet providers, and other actors in the industry outside the law. They would require providing information, which in many cases lack. The U.S. senators asked Janet to consider the different consensus algorithms and the difference between each crypto project. In that way, the U.S. will not stall innovation and finance in other sectors. The government officials emphasize the priority on consumers and constituents, many of which are Bitcoin holders, thus the need to oversee that Congress ensure that the provision on crypto and brokers is implemented. They added the following. Digital assets could be impactful technological developments in certain sectors, and clear guidelines on tax reporting requirements will be important to those in the ecosystem. It will be important that we continue to work to provide further clarity and to help ensure the U.S. remain a global leader in financial innovation. And I think we just get in this habit in crypto, and I've seen it time and time and time again. We freak out about stuff. It's led by people on Twitter and, people on YouTube, maybe, whatever it is. And during this whole entire infrastructure bill, I have been telling you guys, I gave you one video that kind of pointed out the worst case scenario here for crypto. But on this live stream every day, I've came on here and I've explained to you, don't listen to what's being said. This is going to get worked out. The risk versus reward for the United States is too greatly swayed in one direction for them to stifle crypto. They're not going to do it. They're going to stifle elements of crypto. They're going to stifle stable coins. They're going to try to stifle DeFi. They're going to try to stifle things that compete with banks and staking and interest rates, right? They're going to go against that stuff. But blockchain technology and crypto as a whole, they're going to want it to flourish. It was very obvious to me in the very beginning that this was not going to be applied as is, and it looks like it's still not. So good to see that they are still still pushing forward for this clarification. All right, here we go. Huge crypto deal struck. This is the one. That was the headline. That's a good headline. Kevin Durant signs multi-year deal with Coinbase. Michael Jordan launching Air on Solana. And it's a good time to tell you guys, we wrote a sports op-ed that just got published, I believe. Here it is. How sports and crypto are knocking it out of the park. If you're interested in crypto and you're interested in sports, you guys go to forecast.news. That's forecast with a K, FORKAST .news, and check out this article that we wrote about what's going on with crypto and sports. So pretty interesting stuff. What do you think about this picture?
That's interesting.
That is an interesting photo of me.
Yeah.
That's what I look like with no beard.
Well, if you're
My wife would divorce me.
technically there is a beard there. They've just turned it all white. That's why that cheek is.
That's why people were in here saying Santa Claus.
Yeah,
because they've obviously
seen that. Yeah,
this.
it wasn't the
Sure.
BitBoy giveaway.
That's right. Was not. It wasn't that. It wasn't that.
Absolutely not.
So, anyways, Kevin Durant and his company 35 Ventures sounds like our world have signed a multi-year deal with crypto exchange Coinbase to promote the platform. Durant will be the face of the brand, and as part of the agreement, will appear in Coinbase advertisements. Coinbase will also work with a sports site, Boardroom, for digital ads and sponsored content about crypto. And I tell you, what is so interesting about this? You know, Steph Curry just set the all-time three-point record.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he just set the all-time three-point record, which is funny because he's not even close to the end of his career.
I was going to say he's going to.
They say he'll probably end up with 5,000 three-pointers in his career, which is incredible.
Ridiculous.
I mean, I could make that many in a day if I'm just out there shooting. You know what I mean? 5,000. But the thing about it is, you know, Kevin Durant and Steph Curry have some bad blood. Kevin Durant has bad blood, I think, with everyone that exists. Pretty much, he's just a chip on the shoulder kind of guy, which I like a lot better than LeBron, but I like that chip on the shoulder attitude. I don't know why I relate with that so much. But the fact is that he just gave away 3 Rolex watches to 3 of his teammates who have given him the most assists, which is Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, and Klay Thompson. However, Klay Thompson's number 4. Number 3 is actually Kevin Durant. And guess what? Kevin Durant did not get a rollie. And he said, yo, Steph, where's my rollie? I can't remember what the tweet said. But who is Steph Curry work with? FTX.
Yeah.
Who is their biggest rival? Coinbase. Now, we know ultimately digital currency groups got their hand in all of this stuff, right? Financial cartel. But as brands, they compete against each other. So we got Kevin Durant now on one side going to be the face of Coinbase. Of course, I would say Tom Brady's the face of FTX. But you got Steph Curry, rival, bad blood between them. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool as a sports story. So,
well, it's fun seeing this sports crypto crossover with all these arenas and stadiums and stuff, and athletes getting involved. It's going to be fun as they those two worlds collide in the future. It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree 100%. It is so interesting, and we don't really see a lot of. We're seeing a lot of athletes, but we're not seeing a ton of other types of celebrities representing some of these exchanges and stuff like that, right? I mean, Matt Damon did a video with a commercial for FTX, but outside of that, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, they had Alec Baldwin was doing the eToro. They've had little stuff, but nothing major.
Yeah,
and it makes sense they're going for these athletes that have international reach. That's what these exchanges are looking for, I think. So,
in October, Coinbase became the first NBA crypto partner. In their latest deal, they're looking at other segments of the economy beyond sports. There it is, as well as in search of people interested in taking the leap. They're looking at, they partner with Art Basel and Live Nation that does all the concerts. How about this? Check this story out. Check this line out. With the International Art Fair, Art Basel, and entertainment promoter Live Nation. And pretty funny. This week, NBA legend Michael Jordan also revealed his plans to launch a fan engagement app platform called Air, built on Solana. Platform will feature an Air token and NFT asset. So pretty cool. Professional athletes with their most ardent supporters. Why did they not just say with athletic supporters? I don't ever understand that. $33.5 billion worth of ETH trapped, and largest Ethereum contract. This is decently interesting. Somebody said Alec Baldwin.
Oh,
it's eToro.
Yeah,
he killed that one. Ben Affleck coming to stream soon. I think Ben Affleck is also in Clerks 3. I think. I don't know. Maybe he's not. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I heard he was supposed to be. I don't know if he was supposed to be in it too. I'm not sure. But that'd be interesting. If we were on the same movie, be cool. It's just a flash. I'm just in there for a flash. I don't get too excited. I don't have any speaking lines. So, but the largest beacon chain staking contract worth $33.5 billion is awaiting the Ethereum mainnet merger to unlock. The single largest Ethereum contract containing 8.6 million ETH worth $33.5 billion is sitting idle because it cannot be spent or sent. Contract in question is an Ethereum 2.0 beacon chain staking contract launched in November 2020, and it cannot be spent without a hard fork. The beacon chain is the first key step in Ethereum's move from proof of work mining consensus to a proof of work to a POS one. I've always thought it's funny it's called POS.
Yep.
Don't you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, aside from the obvious derogatory acronym that POS stands for, it also stands for point of sale as well. So that's another big acronym that's used a lot. So, they're saying Crypto has an urgent video on YouTube. Is that true, guys? Is that urgent? He has an urgent video. Urgent emergency alert. That would be a 1 million view video. If it just said emergency alert, urgent update, Bitcoin. There you go. There's your 1 million view video. I just helped y'all out. Melania Trump launched her own NFTs. I definitely heard that. I actually saw that a few minutes ago. Did you know that?
No, that's interesting.
Melania Trump launched her own NFTs.
Everybody's got ideas for NFTs.
They sure do. So anyways, a lot of this is locked up on this contract, which is pretty good. It can't be spent. It can't be moved while it's waiting this. But I thought this was really interesting here. Just this sentence. It's unable to be sent or spent. It will require hard fork that hasn't been written or specified yet. Let's see. Timing in terms of hard fork still unknown. If you're someone that has this money locked on this contract, and you know the history of Ethereum, and you understand how not a single deadline has ever been made in the history of Ethereum, or estimated roadmap dates, they're always delayed. It's always later on, which is fine. Kind of like Cardano did. It's not that big of a deal, really, ultimately. But how would you feel when it says the hard fork hasn't even been written or specified yet? Like, how many years is it going to be before that's done, you know?
Yeah. Long time.
Long time.
If ever.
If ever. How many people we got watching right now?
Yeah, about 9,800, 3,800 likes.
All right, guys, we can get to 5,000 likes today.
Yeah.
If you like dogs on sweaters, if you like Otis Wilbur Brutus III, if you like dogs, go ahead and make sure to hit that like button. It really helps us out. My kid asked me last night, he said, what is Santa going to bring our dogs? I came up with a perfect idea.
What's that?
One Doge per dog.
One Doge per dog.
One Doge per dog. I'm going to lock it away in a hardware wallet for the dogs. And then, 50, 60, 70, 80 years, I'll be able to pull it all out. And it'll be worth more than that. And all the dogs will be dead. Very morbid thought.
Did you see the new polka dot logo? We're going to have to make a new pillow.
Whoa.
I'm looking at that pillow back there. I'm like, oh, I guess it's wrong now.
I didn't know there was a new polka dot logo.
Yeah. We had to change it.
This?
Let's see. No.
That's not it?
No. That's not the one I saw. It was more. See that?
Hold on. Is it on the website? Oh.
Yeah. That.
Wow. Not a fan. You know why they did it? I'm sure I know why they did it.
Why?
Too much like the Pinterest logo.
Pinterest. That's what I thought too. It looks just
too much like the Pinterest logo.
Yeah.
I wonder if Pinterest threatened them. I wonder if Pinterest started to come after them. They might have.
Probably.
But maybe they didn't. It's just not good for brand recognition to have a logo that looks so close to the other one. So, yeah, it looks like
we got it just
like a bunch of suction cups.
Yeah, it reminded when I saw it from a distance, I couldn't see that many. It looked like only 3 or 4 of them. It reminded me loosely of the old reduce, reuse, recycle stuff.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, we caught it just in time because we're gonna do a print, like a crypto print on one of these hoodies.
Yeah.
And we had the old polka dot logo on there. We were about to get the samples, and it was like, oh, they just changed it today. Should we update it? I'm like, yeah, definitely.
That is unbelievable.
It is.
Unbelievable. But I do believe it. All right, moving on. Bitcoin heads for short squeeze. Nope, this is not. Nope. Wrong one. 90 million XRP transferred by leading exchanges as whales keep purchasing XRP. Yeah, obviously. course, they're doing that. I mean, guys, you're looking at an extended time to get XRP until this case is over. So, I mean, you know, when you're going through something, it seems like a long time, but you look back and you're like, it's a short period of time. We're going to look back as this is the time to accumulate XRP, and a lot of people are going to have missed it. I'd say in Cardano as well. Whale Alert spreads the word that in the past 20 hours, 3 major crypto exchanges have conducted several transactions, moving 89.2 million XRP tokens. Meanwhile, crypto whales keep buying XRP on the dip. Binance has made 3 transfers of 12, 20, 15.6 million to the GoPax exchange in South Korea. Major Korean platform BitHum also moved 20 million. HitBTC sent 21.67 million to the Binance crypto heavyweight. Here's a copy of the transactions. The Ripple blockchain. I always love seeing the fidget spinner, don't you?
Yeah.
Love a good fidget. Last year, during the last week of December, the U.S. Initiated a lawsuit against Ripple Labs. It was the last week of December. It was right before the new year. But it was early in December. I'm unaware of that. It's caused a major drop in the price of Ripple-affiliated crypto and made several big exchanges suspend XRP trading, waiting for a lot of these to come back. Let's see here. XRP remains up 60% this year, despite SEC drama. I want to pull up, there was the other XRP story. It was...
they were moving a bunch of...
Jay Clayton made some comments on it. Yeah, this was yesterday. Here's some... Jay Clayton was the former... Now, if you don't know who Jay Clayton was, he was the boss of the SEC before Dirty Gary Gensler. And Jay Clayton basically gave Ripple the FU and flipped him the bird on his way out. Mm-hmm. He was on his way out when he brought this lawsuit. So he basically said, hey, you're getting sued. Also, by the way, peace. I'm gone. That's what he said. So, he said it was on Christmas Eve? No. Is that true? Wow, I don't remember that. Christmas Eve. Maybe so. In a recent interview on CNBC, Jay Clayton, former SEC chairman, made a rare comment, albeit a short one, about the high-profile Ripple lawsuit that he brought against the company during his last days. Squawk Box, Becky Quick, asked a former government official about potential conflicts of interest. He said, look, it's America. People have the right to defend themselves. They have the right to their opinion. He basically said nothing about it. Refusing to make any insightful cases. He says the defendants are entitled to their opinion. He says the SEC were not allowed to comment on the case. Let's facts stand where they are. Let's see. Very interesting here. Ripple executives have shied away from peddling conspiracy theories about conflicts of interest, but Garlinghouse did say the timing of the lawsuit was sketchy in a September interview. I get this question a lot. The timing stinks. It's not a good look. That's talking about, I guess, Clayton. Look where he's at now. He joined One River Asset Management. So if you guys didn't know, all of these guys, all of these people that come after crypto from the government, as soon as they leave their post, you know where they go? Crypto companies and hedge funds. Mm-hmm. That's it. Tells you everything you need to know about how disgusting our system is. Did you see Pelosi talking about the investments? Did you see that just happened?
What'd she say?
Basically, she got asked about, there was a study showing that I want to say it was the majority of congressmen or the majority of senators. I think she's in Congress, right? The majority of congressmen are involved in insider trading.
No surprise.
And they asked her, they said, do you feel like, now while they're asking this question, she has a glass of water and she sips it. Because she knows. She knows. She gets this question, and they say, do you feel like there's a conflict of interest there for, people in the Senate and Congress to be trading stocks when they have inside information? She said, no, there's no problem with it. Like, it was immediate. Like, she didn't process the question. She was already prepared. No, it's a free market. It's a free economy. We can trade if we want to.
Right.
The average great investor, now not in crypto, it's a terrible return in crypto, but the average great investor returns about 18%. She does 60% regularly. You think that's not insider trading? You think she doesn't know what's going on with the inside info? So, Jay Clayton, crooked as the day is long. Dirty Gary Gensler, crooked as the day is long. Nancy Pelosi, I mean, I ain't got to tell you that one. Y'all already know that one. Greatest investor in history, Nancy Pelosi. We should have her on the channel. Maybe if she gets into crypto. Tell you what.
Hey.
Okay, what comes first? Full crypto mainstream adoption or Nancy Pelosi steps down?
Oof.
I heard she was thinking about stepping down. I thought I heard that somewhere. So maybe that would be first. What would you say?
That's an interesting one.
It is.
Because I tend to think probably Nancy Pelosi stepping down. Because full mainstream adoption, that's kind of a loaded question. I'm sure different people would have different opinions on what real mainstream adoption is. My opinion is it's going to take longer than what people think.
Somebody said she's done next year.
Yeah.
I think I heard that. Somebody say that.
And I don't think we'll have full mainstream adoption in the next.
Her daughter is lined up to take her spot.
Of course.
She's 82. There's no way that's right. Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. She's up there.
81. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Golly, 81? Man, that is insane. These
Still
people are
serving
so
the public
old out there. Like, still, these public servants, you got to take your hat off to them.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, they'll take it anyways. For the people. Okay, moving on here. Crypto NFT loans. Nexo will soon let users borrow cash against CryptoPunks, Bored Apes NFTs.
Now, I actually heard a lot of projects talking about this.
Yeah, I remember while we were
Miami.
there.
Yeah, a lot of NFT liquidity loans against your NFT type projects. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nexo's customers will soon be able to borrow digital assets using Bored Apes and CryptoPunks NFTs as collateral. Crypto lender, I hate this thing that pops up. Crypto lender Nexo is teaming up with Three Arrows Capital. Now, if you didn't know this, Three Arrows Capital is the company that was behind that gigantic Avalanche investment of $230 million. They're going to be launching a new crypto credit service backed by valuable non-fungible token items. Is Nexo a coin too? Nexo has a coin like Celsius, right?
I believe they do, yes.
I tell you, I would be very interested in buying some of that right now. If Three Arrows Capital is getting involved, that should tell you something. Nexo's NFT lending desk will begin accepting Bored Ape Yacht Club and CryptoPunks NFT collections, with more collections to be announced in the coming weeks. Describing this new initiative as a definitive move towards providing financial instruments and Web 3.0 native MetaFi. Nexo co-founder Antony Trenchev also said that NFT's potential reaches far beyond art, encompassing ownership, exclusive access, functions, and features. By the way, did you see, do you know the designer company Hermes?
Hermes, yeah.
Hermes?
Yeah.
They're the ones that make that Birkin bag?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I discovered that because they're suing a company called Meta Birkin.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're just going to see all kinds of weird intellectual property.
Oh, yeah.
That is going to be so fascinating to watch, how a lot of these lawsuits turn out.
Yeah. I used to...
all in on lawsuits.
Yeah, my ex, that was her life dream, was to have a Hermes Birkin bag. That's the only reason I know what it is.
Was it?
Yeah.
God, man, that's so sad that she left you because you couldn't get one.
Yeah.
And you could get one today.
Yeah, well, hey, that's what
you
happens.
You could buy one today.
That's what happens in crypto, I guess, right? Is
you might buy me one just for fun.
Hey, you never know.
I would love it.
Yeah, you'd rock a purse, huh?
No, I would not rock it. I have a hard time holding my wife's purse. If she goes and she's like, hold my purse for a second. I'm like, is there a ledge or something? I mean, I can only think of a small handful of times where I've been in a spot where I had to hold it, and it was very, very short timing.
Really? It makes you that uncomfortable?
It does. I just don't like it. I don't like it.
I
don't know why. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's not like I'm holding a purse. I think people are going to think it's my purse.
Right.
It's just a thing. I was just, look, stereotypes. I just want to hold a purse. Don't hold one. Is that my preference? Yeah, it's my preference. I don't want to hold a purse. I'm sorry. Yeah. I love my wife a lot. And if it's in a real bad pinch, I can hold it for a moment. I'm always going to look for a place to dump it off. But hey, if it's a Birkin bag, I might hold it for a second,
Wait, hold it for a minute?
Maybe.
But if it's a Birkin bag, you'll hold it for a second?
Well, I mean, I might hold it, for 35 or 38 minutes. Whatever it takes. If it's a Birkin, I don't even know what a Birkin bag looks like, by the way. I have no clue.
Just a bag. It's nothing crazy.
Just a bag.
Yeah.
Birkin.
You would look at it and think it looks like Most purses.
Is there not like a TikTok trend that's like twerking for Birkin?
Maybe
That we should start that.
you should start it today.
Yeah.
The first BitBoy dancing video is twerking for a Birkin.
Yeah, I got a lot of TikTok dance moves I can do if I was pressed for it. But okay, all right. Look, I got my guy here, Mac Lasowski. He says same thing. I don't like it. I love my wife. I'll hold the door for her. I'll do anything she wants. I love her. She's great. But it's my one no-go. I don't like holding a purse.
I don't mind.
It's a satchel?
Satchel. That's from Hangover.
Now, TJ, you asked me to hold your satchel. I would consider.
You would oblige?
I would oblige. I'd hold your satchel.
Thank you. I appreciate
Nothing
it.
like a good satchel.
That's right.
Bitcoin holds steady as BOE hikes interest rate, ECB to reduce crisis-era stimulus. You know what's so funny is I won't hold a purse, but I will make that joke.
Yeah.
That's
it right there in a nutshell.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
That's it.
Got him.
Got him. Institutional interest is prevalent in whales are buying Bitcoin during this correction, one analyst said. So here's really what we want to talk about, though. The BOE, that's the Bank of England. They're hiking their interest rate. The ECB, that's the European Central Bank. Christine Lagarde in charge of that now, formerly of the IMF. They're reducing crisis-era stimulus. What is this telling you? We're moving away from the pandemic. We're moving away from the chaos that caused. Still having supply chain problems, a lot of problems, but we're preparing for the future without having to deal with this thing on a daily basis. There will certainly still be people that want to deal with it on a daily basis for sure. I think it's very interesting. There are people that like literally want this to continue, which blows my mind. But I've seen people defending it like, no, this has to be the way it is for all sicknesses going forward and stuff. No. I don't think that's what we're going to see. I think we are going to turn the page and we'll look back at this as a very painful time in history for, all sorts of reasons. But the government and the economies are moving forward without this being a primary concern. And we can tell this by the things that they're doing. They're easing up on the stimulus across the world. The Bank of England is already hiking interest rates. That is a sure sign that in March we are probably doing the same thing. So we'll see what happens. Bitcoin was trading little changed. It's a weird way to say that. After the Bank of England delivered a surprise interest rate hike, and the ECB announced an end to the crisis-era asset purchase program. The BOE Monetary Policy Committee voted 8-1 to increase the bank rate to 0.25%, by 9-0 to maintain the amount of quantitative easing at $895 billion. So that was unchanged. The quantitative easing for the Bank of England was unchanged. So that's pretty bullish here in the short term. Central bank expected to keep the exchange or the rate unchanged at a record low of 0.1%. Surprise increase challenges the narrative that central banks prefer to raise interest rates only after the end of quantitative easing or asset purchase programs. While the ECB, European Central Bank, kept key policy tools unchanged. It's an odd question.
It is.
It announced an end of net asset buying under the Pandemic Emergency Purchase Program, or purchase program. Program is the word that's spelled weird there. British. However, the 17-nation central bank did a balancing act by committing to boost an older asset purchase program to $45 billion. Let's see here. So there you go. So that's what's going on. So around the world, they're not doing what the United States just did at our Fed meeting. They're speeding things up around the world, which is a good indicator, I think, of what we're going to see. Was that comment? Was that retracted?
Yeah, I wonder if he meant Zilliqa.
Then he removed it?
Then he removed it, yeah.
We love Zillow.
Yeah. Zillow.
Looking for properties on there. They're always gone by the time you find them on there. But.
Well, they are actually a well-positioned company when it comes to real estate data. They absorbed another big one called Trulia. I mean, they actually, as a business,
they combined. I didn't know that.
They absorbed them a while ago. Yeah.
Oh.
So they're strong. They've got a lot of B2B value for sure.
Oh, so it still is its own independent site, but it owns. But okay, yeah, that makes sense. Cool, interesting. So, all right, guys. Well, we'll see what happens. Tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day, I think. We're definitely going to be making to look at some trades tomorrow. I'm definitely going to pick which position I feel like it's going to go in after this futures close in the morning, and that should give us with several days of good trading. I mean, next week is not the end of the month for futures trading. That would be the week after, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The 31st is actually a Friday.
31st is a Friday, so very interesting what we'll see. I wonder what those yearly positions look like. I wonder if we'll have a yearly futures movement on that day. A lot of people, believe December 30th is going to be a very interesting day. So
we got a full moon this weekend.
Yeah, because they're closed on New Year's Eve, right? Probably because New Year's Day is on a weekend. They probably go ahead, even if they were going to be. I bet it's closed on that Friday.
Yeah.
Can we look that up real quick? Are markets open on
December 31st?
December 31. When the stock market's closed, even though New Year's Day falls on Saturday, wait, they will be open regular hours on that Friday. So, okay, they will be open regular hours on that Friday, even though New Year's Day falls on a Saturday. So, very interesting. So, we'll have to keep an eye on that. All right, guys, that's all we got for today. We got a work Christmas party tonight. Excited about that. And we're going to be handing the money out for the recipients of our Secret Santa stuff tomorrow. That's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.